looking for the red button. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Welcome to the Psychic News Network once again, where we get together and we talk about lots of stuff, because there's always lots of stuff to talk about. It's Friday Night Live. This is PNN. I'm Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. What's going on? I see you guys are talking about lots of stuff. It's a chatty day. I think the moon is in Scorpio. Yes, I have that right. Very intense times that we're in. All right. I'm going to jump into the news. Gosh, where do I start? I'm a little bit in a different dimension in my head. I just finished writing a song. So, excuse me while I switch gears. It's right here. Inspired by all the Trump signs that I have seen and you know, the past few years. So, I'll play it for you maybe over the weekend. How are you doing? What's going on? What's on your mind? It's October 4th. That means we're a month and a day away from Election Day, but I want everybody here to promise that they'll vote early. Like Simon Rosenberg says, we need to win this in October. Kamala Harris, when I'm watching her, when I hear her speak, I don't think I've ever borne witness to somebody as gifted as she is. She's a woman who was made for these times. She's a woman who can handle the job, and she's the only choice for President of the United States of America. She's the only choice. More Democrats running in elections winning. I want to remind everybody who's been with me for years or many months. At the beginning of 2024, I asked the guides for the resounding theme of 2024, and it rhymes. It's hope restored. And we have had some miracles happen. We were freaked out when Joe Biden stepped aside. We didn't know who they were going to put in or what they were doing. But I knew it was going to be good because I had done a reading on the Friday before, that Sunday. And I saw that we were going to get good news. We didn't really know what was going to happen. We were very nervous. That's why we're here tuning in psychically with me, so that we kind of get what's going on. Because I'm trained in that for 30 years now. So I want everyone to really feel hopeful and to really look at this as your, I don't know, we'll just use because it's just easy to use, the Super Bowl analogy. We're in the third quarter, and it's kind of, could go either way. But we're kind of way ahead, too. So just let's keep that in mind. You're going to vote on the 21st. Yeah, everybody vote early. And I did send out some of these cards to people that requested them today. They're in the mail, whoever requested them. We were talking last night about, because now we're in the time where we're going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. So last night I was feeling distraught about how I felt like a lot of people weren't paying attention. And thanks, Terry. Let's thank Terry for being with us on Fridays. Our back behind the scenes producer. Last night at our meeting, at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting, I was a bit discouraged that we have not grown. We're not much bigger than we've always been. In fact, some weeks we're smaller. So I get nervous. I get nervous that people are being complacent, and I just want to know that you're all being involved. I feel that a lot of people are involved. I feel that we could have a lot more people involved. And I just want to say that we were asking ourselves how we could get more people to come to our Grassroots of Democracy meetings. I mean, it didn't really matter as much before, but now it's like, well, come on, you guys. So then we started talking about, well, we could maybe pay people to come to the Grassroots of Democracy meeting. And nobody wanted to pay for people to come to the Grassroots of Democracy meetings. So what I offered was that anybody who's not come to a Grassroots of Democracy meeting yet, when you come to a meeting, you can get a 15-minute free reading. I'm doing everything that I can, people. I am doing everything. I'm pulling all the tricks out of the bag of tricks. I'm doing everything that I can. So 15-minute free psychic reading when you come to a Grassroots of Democracy meeting. I'm rhyming tonight. I talk in rhymes a lot. Let's take a look at some cards. Warren will be there tomorrow. Okay, did you all catch that? Come to the Grassroots of Democracy meeting. So we meet tomorrow. We have a work session. Well, a lot of us are doing postcards. We just get together and we do the work like we're going to the library. Very good, very good. I like seeing what you're doing. Yeah, I like seeing that. I can't see very well, just so you know, but kind of getting the gist of it. Okay. Thomas is doing some work. All right, thanks for putting up. It inspires people when you're doing the work. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm really struck by how many times I've said that, and I'm not the only one that said it when I tune in. I've gotten the message for a few years now that the women are going to take Trump down. And we have seen it over and over and over and over again. It's building up, and the women are going to take Donald Trump and all his charlatans down with him. All of them. They're going to be done. They're going to be finished. I was very, very pleased to see that one of his minions in Colorado, let me know if you heard about this. I know I put it on my community page. Let me just check. You heard about the woman. Her name was the woman in Colorado. Put her name up there if you caught it. Who was in trouble and who got sentenced to 9 years in prison for heading up a scheme to rig the election in Colorado. Tina Peters. Okay. I want to tell you all, I don't have it in front of me, but I want to tell you all to check that out, because it's amazing what that judge said to her. And it was so cathartic, Tina Peters, because he was addressing her as who she really is, pretending like she had all this hardship. And he literally said how privileged she is. Apparently, she even rides on a private jet. And she was giving him attitude. And you don't give a judge attitude when you're in trouble and you're about to be sentenced for a felony. I don't know how many it was, but it was like she had no remorse. She had like that. And I heard Brett on Midas Touch talking about it, and a couple other people talking about it and showing the clip, and everyone's saying the same thing. It was as if he was talking to the Donald. He might as well have been talking to Donald Trump, and I really think in a way he was, because they're all of the same ilk. They all look down their snooty noses at the people that don't have as many millions or billions as they have. And they think that they are better than us. This is a problem that's as age old as humanity's existed. They believe they're better than us and that they're entitled to break the effing law. And they're not. She sounds like Ginny Thomas. Right. There's a whole bunch of them. And democracy was founded on screw them, said our founding fathers. We're not going to take it anymore. We're going to throw the tea over the over into the harbor, the Boston Harbor. You know what I'm saying. I will watch it over and over, and that judge was hardcore. He was not going to take it, and he didn't. Why did the nation jump? Why did the I better put my glasses on. Why did the melon jump into the lake and wanted to be a watermelon? Yay! It's almost time for the Halloween jokes. The judge was not having it. He wasn't. And we need that. And for some reason, you want to see it? Can someone direct Rose Blue to it's on Midas Touch. I could not forget about it all day. It was really strongly on my mind, this Tina Peters. It was very, very impactful to me. And I really sense that there's a big wave of that coming. Between that, her being sentenced to 9 years, she won't serve 9 years, and I'm sure she's all over. And I think he said she had 4 lawyers. And judges see it all. They see people that are destitute. They see people with drug and alcohol problems, and that's what he was talking about. And she was not somebody who was having those kind of issues. And see, I'm going on about it. She really got up there and was still trying to defend herself and still trying to act like, she knew better than the judge. And then she started talking about her problems because she was in a car accident, poor dear, and she has hardship in her life, poor dear, who doesn't? And started talking about that she needs a mattress with magnets in it. I'm telling you what. I'm going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to use the Osho deck that I told you I had. They're unbelievable. Too smug. Yeah, you're putting it really politely. Prison will be good for her. I mean, just going back a few years, I remember when Martha Stewart got sentenced to prison, and I felt kind of bad. She committed a crime. I felt kind of bad for Martha Stewart because she's just, she was a criminal, but she wasn't all that pompous as these people are. So there's a time and a place for, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. Too bad for you. You're kind of nice. You make nice decorations, Martha Stewart, and all. But it wasn't like this. I mean, I didn't go like, yeah, you get her. It was just like, well, that's unfortunate. But these people are like, we have had enough because you're messing with our democracy. And that's a bridge too far. Don't commit crimes if you can't spend a night in jail. Yeah, exactly, Pia, right? Thank you, Michael, for the donation. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about this. Is this a trend? And then, one day or the same day as, I guess it was a day after the Jack Smith filed the report, which I haven't read yet, but I can't wait to read it. Has anybody read that report he filed? Okay. All right. So the question that I'm asking is this what we're going to see? Are we finally going to see a wave of justice? And I have the flowering card. I would say that that's a yes. I would say that the fog of, what is Kathy Beale calls it, the cosmic fog is being lifted, and they will be the outsiders. That's what I'm feeling, and that's what was so strong when I was watching the video of that sentencing of Tina Peters. Put you back in your place. Go back in the corner. You're a human like us. You don't get to commit crimes. Enough already. I just want to give that judge a big hug, but he's so he was really tough. I'd be afraid of him. Hey, Gloria. So that's good news. And we really are keeping the energy up. We really are keeping the energy going. Warren, I'm aware. So let's pull 3 cards about Liz Cheney. Let's pull 3 cards about the Liz Cheney effect. Jack redacted names on that report, but he made it so obvious who the person was. Yeah. They're all shaking in their boots. Don't think they're not. They definitely are. Dad joke. Why were the teacher's eyes crossed? She couldn't control her pupils. I like it. I'm here for the happy jokes. I'm going to pull 3 cards about the Liz Cheney effect. People are jumping on board. I mean, I have this big picture. Let me just little segue. There, right down the street here, there was a magazine that was similar to Rolling Stone, and it was called Musician Magazine. And I worked for that magazine for a couple of years, and so they were like Rolling Stone, but they weren't as big. And I have this huge picture of Bruce Springsteen, like a poster of one of the magazine covers back in the day, and it's on my refrigerator. Practically takes up the whole refrigerator, but I have it there to inspire me to write songs, and it worked today. But I was so happy to see that Bruce Springsteen made a little commercial endorsing Kamala Harris and really talking about what's at stake here. So to see Liz Cheney and to hear what she had to say, talking about it, this is not about policy. This is not about, I'm saying this part, this is not about red or blue. This is about our democracy and our Constitution. Those couple of things are huge. We've had lots of very, very famous artists come out. We've had Oprah come out and endorse Kamala Harris. Was it Magic Johnson came out and endorsed her today? I think so. Yeah, there it is. There's so many that it's hard to keep track. So we're going to pull 3 cards about the effect of the Liz Cheney effect, and we are in a time where we get to experience, the people have the power. It's a lot happening. A lot. Yeah, they're thinking about the children. People are thinking about the children. So Willie Nelson endorsed her as well. Yeah, awesome. Maybe that's what inspired me to write a song. I get all pent up with my emotions, and then I just know I got to write something. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, but it's really important to process it. That's what I think. As far as the Liz Cheney effect, yeah, they're appealing to people's sense of, we want to do what's right for ourselves, for our families, for future generations, and the innocence. We want somebody who's innocent. We don't want a convicted felon, rapist, treasonous traitor who incited a violent coup on our capital and tried to get people killed. And the list goes on, as we well know. There's that. And Donald Trump is going to be hung out to dry, metaphorically speaking. So we have these huge endorsements. They just continue to pile on. And it's miraculous. It's really miraculous. And the court case with, the what, privileged, what. I'm sorry. I could have said anything. And the Jack Smith report, there was tons of good stuff that happened this week. Sure, will you read Chuck's quote? Fear and destructiveness are the major emotional sources of fascism, belonging most mainly to democracy. I need new glasses. Yeah, they're appealing to people's sense of wanting harmony. Yeah, the Liz Cheney effect will be pretty big. Yeah, it was nice to see they're power women. The power women are rising up. I promise you I'd play this segment of the Darshan. I didn't cue it up. I'll do it on Monday. where Sadhguru talked at the end. We thought he was finished, and then all of a sudden it was like an afterthought. He talked about that energetically on the planet, this is a time. Thank you, Gloria. This is a time where the women have a window of opportunity. We have the energetic support for the females to rise up. It's really, really, really important that we rise up now. It's like the weather is really good. The energetic weather is really good for the females. Female power. And I loved when Liz Cheney said something about the little girls. That's what I just was looking at too. Innocence, the innocence card. Warren's bugging me to do a group hug. As if I would forget. So let's do that now. Okay, ready? Let's do a group hug that democracy continues to be strengthened in massive, massive ways. Let's do a group hug of this being such a huge deluge of a wave, a blue tsunami that I'm getting images of the Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston. When there's, when the waves, he parted the waters, and this is how the guides speak to me, right? And then remember that scene? Very old movie. And then after he led his people through the Red Sea that he parted, the waves came in, and I don't know my Bible as well as I should probably, but the enemies got drowned. I don't mean that literally. I just mean that their power is gone. So let's do a group hug that we have a huge wave that's so huge that it just covers them up and they lose all their power to destroy our democracy. All right? 1, 2, 3. Feel it, see it, know it, see yourself participating in it. They can't compete with us saving democracy. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, Angela's saying, I hope Jack indicts Marjorie Trader Green. Maybe that's why she's very quiet. They're all in trouble. Let's check the pendulum and see. Where do all my pendulums go? I have like 10 of them. It's kind of my brand. I lose my pendulums all the time. Okay. Are we going to see indictments within the next month? Are we going to see indictments? It's kind of given. Okay, we need a better question. Are there members of Congress right now that will be indicted? Yes, I have a strong yes right now. Yeah, there are members of Congress. We see justice more and more in 2024. Yeah, I have a very strong yes on will we see people in Congress get indicted. Very strong yes. DLC is saying MAGA Mike is in trouble too. Is MAGA Mike one of them? It's going around. Okay, so let's see. Will MAGA Mike's crimes be revealed? Yes. Maybe he won't be getting indicted right away. You got a yes on both? Is MAGA Mike going to be held accountable for his crimes? Yeah, I have a yes on that. I have a yes on that. All right. These indictments and such won't happen till after the new year. Well, I think we'll hear about them. Why did the drum take a nap? It was beat. I read that from here. You all know I got a bigger table, so it's hard for me to see as well. Yes, prayers continue for all impacted by Helene. Hasn't left my mind. Yeah. And that actually is creating a big wake-up call you know? Yeah, please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. That massive storm is making people very, very, very aware. And I know there's AI images being generated out there. I saw one AI generated image of Trump wading through the waters. I'm like, give me a break. There's some nefarious stuff going on out there. It's like it's totally out of character for him. But I do think that sanity prevails and people are having serious wake up calls. Like, Trump wouldn't care. He's already proven to us that he wouldn't care. Thank you, Cheryl. You're so sweet. Marjorie Trader Green may have gotten the Jack Smith courtesy letter. We can ask. Did Marjorie Trader Green get a courtesy letter? Not quite. Not yet. Doesn't mean it's not coming. Was there an AI image of Trump fighting a crocodile, or you're just riffing off what I said? That's funny. But the disaster, the natural disaster. I mean, we're not stupid, right? We're not gonna stand for. We're definitely aware of global climate change here. But when you're standing up there like J.D. Vance, he calls it, oh, we're just having some weather, some crazy weather. It's and entire states are being wiped out and flooded. I think people aren't that stupid. So I'm going to pull 3 cards of. You saw a picture of J.D. Vance. He wears eyeliner. I thought that was common knowledge. People are joking about it all the time. Did you not know that, Gloria? I'm going to pull 3 cards about people really being affected and how that affects our democracy. Well, what's happening with these weather climate disasters is, people are looking for the person who will really have mastery over being able to heal these communities and rebuild. Felon Don said FEMA money goes to immigrants. I wish someone would just arrest him. Back to the Tina Peters situation. There was a body cam of her. I hope you guys find that, of her being arrested and having handcuffs put on her. And man, I just wish that for Trump. I've been wishing that for Trump for years. Have you guys been wishing for that? I want to see it. I want to see him being cuffed and hauled away. And even then she was acting like so privileged, like, oh, you can't be, oh, you're hurting me. Give me a break. I'll shut up about it in a minute. I promise. In the light of all this climate disaster, people are looking at who is in charge, who can take charge, who's capable. And I've heard it's been phenomenal. The federal response has been phenomenal. And let's get the message out to any MAGA person that you know that Project 2025 has in it. We need to eliminate FEMA. We need to eliminate NOAA. We need to eliminate the Weather Service. We need to not help people who lose everything in a natural disaster. That's what Project 2025 says. That's why we have to make people aware of it. Take a little survey. Just, go into a coffee shop, and maybe you wouldn't want to talk to strangers, or I would, but have you heard about Project 2025? Or what have you heard about it if you have heard about it? So people, moment to moment. I mean, a lot of people are like looking, people that were in the path of that disaster, moment to moment are looking at, whoa, like it's, life is precarious and it's moment to moment. And this could happen to any of us, to be victims in a global climate change disaster, global climate change, charged disaster. And the ripeness, people are ready for a master. We had Joe Biden. He pulled this country together. You saw a sculpture of a 45 tall naked puppet of Trump in Nevada. What was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of that? Gio Yuka, can you tell us? One thing I want to ask you guys this. Have you noticed this? You know what Trump looks like to me? Trump looks like a marionette. If you've ever, I mean, I know that's like from like the old days, like 100 years ago, they had marionettes, right? But I just realized this the other day. When you look at Trump, it's like his arms are on strings, right? This thing, he's always doing, that's a marionette move, right? He's always doing this, like a marionette, like he's a puppet on strings. And then when he stands, and he's just standing at the podium, he's got really weird body language. Like, I'll stand up a little to show you. Like, his arms just hang and they don't move. He's Putin's puppet. It's just like the universe has a sense of humor, kind of. Plus, his name is Trump, right? He's a puppet. He looks like a marionette, and his face even looks like a puppet. Like when they used to make marionette puppets, maybe some people still do. Do you know what I'm saying? With the clown makeup. The ugly, scary clown. Do you know what I mean? It's part of his dementia. He's always kind of done that, though. It's really weird. Putin's puppet. That's what it makes me think of. But I just realized it the other day. He really holds his arms in such a weird way. All right, let's stick with these cards for a moment. This is the Osho deck, if those of you who read cards. All right. I'm going to pull 3 cards on the Biden. I mean, I just was talking about Joe Biden. The Harris-Walz campaign. Where are they right now? They like the organ music, Terry. Where are they right now? Please do make sure you're subscribed and please hit the thumbs up. Where are Harris and Walz right now? They're fighting. They're fighting for democracy. They're conditioning the people to, like, you know, in a certain way to, like, for them to see it. It's kind of like a conditioning and guiding. They're guiding. They're listening to guidance. I feel like when I see Kamala Harris speaking, she's really channeling something that's just really, really powerful and really amazing. And Walz too. So, and that's what people are responding to. They're starting to get used to the idea of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz being president and vice president. It's really amazing. And it's divine guidance. So where they are right now is they're riding the wave. They're riding the blue wave. Yeah, they definitely have guides. I mean, I can't look at them and not see that they're very much channeling divine guidance. It's obvious to me. And, you know, for that matter, Joe Biden, really, the angel music. Joe Biden has always had a big light around him, and I can almost see the angels around him. This is a time for us to be full on in our faith that there is more going on here than what meets the eye. And it is a battle between the light and the darkness, but the light is winning. All right, let's go to the dark. We're going to the dark now. Going to the dark side. Please do yourself a favor and check out Ms. Peters. Don't miss that. It'll make you feel like just satisfied. We've been waiting a long time for these people that are hurting so many people, and they think they're holier than thou. And then they think Jesus loves them only. We've been waiting for that for a long time, and there's more of that coming. I'm going to actually pull 3 cards on Putin. No, I'm not going there, Wendy. That's a little. Wendy's asking me about who was on Diddy's plane. There's a limit to how much of the slime I'll delve into. Okay, so just so you know, dad joke. Why is Peter Pan always flying? He never lands. I'm wondering what your source is, Thomas. You have a book. Thank you. We need the jokes. I'm pulling 3 cards about. Okay, I'm going to pull 3 cards about what's going on. How is Putin doing right now? You like my witch sign? There's another one. I don't have it, but there's another one that I saw in Salem. I mentioned it before. That says, "You say witch like it's a bad thing." Putin, where is he? Oh man, I just want to tell you that they are working on attempting to get Trump in office. So be ready. But I think our FBI and CIA are on it. Poo. Did you just call him poo poo? They're really. I'm getting Elon Musk. I'm picking up on Elon Musk. I'm picking up on a connection, some kind of a connection between Elon and Putin. And they're still talking about how to deceive the people so that they can install the convicted felon clown as president. He's still looking at it, right? He's still looking at it, but it just look, the 8 of Wands is quickly. It's going to be untenable. Putin's plan is untenable. Page of Wands. He's hoping to get. This is interesting because I've always felt these members of Congress, and there's proof of that now, have been working for the Kremlin. Is he in hiding? Is Putin in hiding? You're asking. I think he's always kind of in hiding. I'm not picking up on anything like unusual. So Gigi by the Sea watches every single Harris Walls event. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Pooty is dependent on the MAGA members of Congress, and they're not quite available right now. I think they're getting scared, and they have good reason to get scared. Elon's ugly new Tesla truck is having major issues. I heard about that. I mentioned Sadhguru earlier, and I just want to say that Sadhguru has been saying for the past few years since the pandemic that after the COVID pandemic, we're going to see a mental health pandemic. And, hopefully everyone's taking care of themselves. But I think that that's what we see in our so-called leadership. I'm going to pull. You look at something like Paul Gosar, and you're like, oh, that's, yeah, mental illness. Elon Musk, mentally ill. Trump goes without saying, he's mentally ill. There's a lot of it. JD Vance. I'm actually going to pull 3 cards on Ted Cruz. Next. Of course we're using the nefarious cards for that. Ted Cruz is beside himself because Ted Cruz is about to lose. We can have the organ music. Ted Cruz is about to lose. So, it just kind of fit there. Thank you. This is Ted Cruz. Yikes! Yes! He's in the battle for his life. 5 of Swords. He's also committed crimes. The death card. This doesn't mean literal death. There you go. The trombone. Ted Cruz is done. This doesn't mean he's going to die, but it does mean that he's finished with being a senator. I saw him going kind of ballistic on a reporter, being just like, what total idiot having a conniption fit about this reporter that was asking him, I don't know, something about the race. His race. Colin Allred. He's done. Ted Cruz is done. The Five of Swords. That's many challenges coming his way that are insurmountable. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Ted Cruz is done. Ted Cruz is finished. Oh, this is a happy PNN tonight. How does a witch tell time with her witch watch? I like it. Here come the October jokes. I haven't quite decorated yet. I've got a couple things, but I haven't gone to town yet. A lot of people are. In fact, I just want to take a little pause to tell you guys to look for this. You should check my community page because I'm going to start something. Speaking of Halloween, I'm going to do it maybe every day, but I'm taking pictures of the different Halloween displays. People get really into it in Massachusetts. I don't know if they get into it where you are. I mean, we're right outside of Salem here, so that might be why. I want to just show you probably the funniest. I did post this today. This is the funniest Halloween display I ever did see. Can you see it? It's a spaceship, and the cow is being pulled into the spaceship. It's really. That's a good one. And then they have one more. Oh, little laugh. This is a skeleton fisherman with some skeleton mermaids. Is a little harder to see. This guy's an artist in Rockport, Mass. So that's a pretty good one. But I'm gonna definitely do that. And I meant to do that last year. I did a few, but not too many. There are people that just really do it up. Yeah. That one wins. I think I got the winner. The first photo that I took, I think that was the winner. Maybe we'll have a contest. You can tell me which Halloween display you like the most. It's a lot of fun. We need the levity. We really do. We need a Terry hour. What would that be comprised of if we had a Terry hour? You want maybe I can interview Terry? That'd be fun. We'll talk about it. Yes, love that people are so creative. And you know what? I don't it's not lost on me that we live in a country where we can have fun. I mean, that alone is a reason for MAGAs to wake up. Let me choose. I'm going to go back to the Osho cards, and I'm going to ask about the MAGAs. Terry thinks an interview with her would be boring. Oh, I think not. Unless she's going to hold back and keep all her secrets. Maybe you have a Scorpio moon or something. That would be the secretive sign. Okay, so all right. 3 cards about the people that are MAGAs. Are they gonna wake up? You got a lot of protesters out here, Terry. Are people, and I don't mean all of them, I just mean in general. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I feel like, okay, the question is, are many people who are in MAGA right now, will they wake up? That's kind of part of my new song. I might play it for you tomorrow. I might do a video of it. Of the song. Okay. Their guides are guiding them. People that are in MAGA and they're not full on drunk the Kool-Aid, like a lot of Kool-Aid, that have other things going on around them. They are being guided. Now, I mean, remember I always say about J.D. Vance, not that he's going to wake up. But J.D. Vance has his grandfather's spirit always on his shoulder, telling him he needs to knock it off. And I really feel like J.D. Vance, deep down, has a lot of guilt. Let's read some stuff here. Why did the witch join a gym? She wanted to keep her broomstick figure. I like that. John says, here where I live in Ohio, the people have really gone beyond belief in their Halloween decorations. One front yard has 3 of those 12 feet high scary skeletons in the front yard. That's pretty typical here, too. The big giant skeletons. Yeah, those started showing up a couple of years ago. They're huge. They're like giants. Skeletons of giants. So as far as MAGA goes, they are, just rest assured. Everyone has guides, right? That are guiding them to goodness. And I feel like there will be enough people that drop the MAGA thing that it's going to make a difference. Don't forget they're leaving his rallies and he's going bananas over that. Rudy's daughter. Yeah, and I really like that she said, I mean, I never really had that much respect for Rudy Giuliani. I didn't know much about him except that during 9/11 he was like America's hero mayor, and he probably will go in the history books as the person who's most fallen from grace in history. I think he wins that prize. But I do see that, one time I heard Stephen Hassan say about who wrote The Cult of Trump. He said that he met a person who got out of a cult. It was like a hate group cult. And he was in it for several years with this person in this hate group cult. And then when he got out, and maybe Stephen asked him, what made you get out? And the guy said, I just got tired of the hate. People out in the world they were being nice. And then it's kind of hard to keep up that jig of hate. And Trump and all his minions are banking on us hating one another. That's what I'm saying. So the ordinariness they just want things to be regular and ordinary. So we are going to get some people that aren't hardcore MAGA to just kind of drop it. Let us know if thank you, Sharon, for sharing my information. Let us know if you have noticed people that were waving Trump flags and having Trump signs in their yards. If you've noticed any that have gone away. You spend more energy hating it. Yeah, and that's the kind of the sense that I got. This guy who was in a hate cult, after a while, it's like, then nobody likes you, then they're not going to want to help you or be nice to you, and that gets old, right? Well, we're all out here hanging our Halloween decorations and dancing around having a fun time. I'll never forget Nancy Pelosi pointing to the MAGAs in Congress and going, look at you, you're miserable. Honestly. Okay. Meanwhile, back in the nefarious card department, I think the MAGAs in Congress come back after November, after the election. I don't know where they go all the time. It's disgusting. I'm going to pull 3 cards about what happens. I get that they're very nervous. They don't know what's going to happen, and sometimes that's worse than knowing what's going to happen when you think about it. If you know what's going to happen, if you'll be in trouble or not, likely, then it's a little easier. But if you just don't know, that's tough. And don't forget that after Jan 6, several of them asked for pardons, kind of publicly. I love Nancy Pelosi too. I always will. She's a power woman. They can't deal with her because she's a power woman. So I'm going to pull 3 cards I'm thinking about MAGA Mike and all the rest of them coming back. How is it going to be when they come back after the election? Trump knows he's going to prison. I think we can ask the pendulum about that. Okay, when they come back, they're gonna still feign fealty. Some of them really have drunk the Kool-Aid, the MAGAs in Congress. But Five of Wands. Yeah, this feels like a meek. This is Kamala. This is Trump. This gives me the sense that after November 5th, when they come back, I think it'll still be in play. Not because we don't win in a landslide, it's because they're going to want to delay things. So what I'm seeing when they come back from election day is these two are still being decided upon. And they're going to keep trying to do their old tricks. Let's see. See if the pendulum will give us some information. But I mean, it's the Five of Wands, so it doesn't look like they have much to work with in terms of pushing back on a Kamala win. Navarro was on MSNBC. Still supporting. I don't know why Ari Melber. I'm assuming it was Ari Melber. I don't know why he has him on. Maybe Ari was all like, gung ho when he got Navarro to admit to the coup. There's no real reason for him to have him on. All right. So will we know, by the time MAGA comes back, will we know publicly who won the election? All right. So just realize that even though it's a Harris win, they're going to keep things up in the air. They're going to keep it up in the air. Okay. So let's do this. Let's just see if we can get anything here. Will the election be decided? Will we have a winner by the second week of November? The third week of November. Third week of November. I would rather have just November 5th, 6th, 7th week, Kamala's won. Right? There's no way this election should be close. It's making me a little crazy. Will the Republicans succeed in cheating? Yes, they will cheat. Oh, all I'm asking is, will they be able to suppress the vote? I'm not saying that it's going to completely work, but they will be able to suppress the vote. Will they suppress it in a way that's going to make a huge difference? No. No. I'm picking up that they're going to be afraid of the wrath of Trump. So just be ready to just kind of be hanging out and waiting, just like when Biden won. Cheryl's asking, will Georgia still hand count? That's ridiculous. It's all those snooty people that think they're so entitled and they're holier than us that are messing with the elections. Will Georgia still do the hand counting the ballots? I get a no on that. That's interesting. Biden said it about Trump trouble. It'll be challenging, but we will be together, holding each other up, talking each other off the ledge. It's gonna be all right. We have a ghost joke. Why does a ghost hate getting caught in the rain? It dampens his spirits. But here we go with the Halloween joke. It's gonna be a lot of that. All right. Please know that this is a viewer-supported channel. If I don't get donated to and if I don't get readings, I end up with nada. So please, it's a win-win. A reading is great. So psychicannetteDion.com. You support me, I support you. We help each other. Let's see. 3 cards about Trump. Okay, but I'm getting the third week of November. It's a huge win for Harris, but they're going to be all mamby-pamby about it. Thank you, Michelle. We're one big family. One big happy family. Trump. all this evidence against him, and he's appealing to our enemies for help. Don't be fooled. I think we all know that. The Three of Wands, I'm getting, even though the Three of Swords is the heart, is the card that indicates, like heart issues, it can indicate that, or heartbreak. I feel like the Three of Wands is signifying Trump's, because I'm just reading on Trump, his poor health. Poor health, all the evidence against him. And I just have this sense of him just being, have you ever been sick and exhausted? That's what I'm picking up. He feels sick and he feels exhausted. And his only, yes, it's precarious. And his only hope is to reach out to our enemies. Happy birthday to all the Libras and the Scorpios towards the 21st. Remember, we're just coming off that big solar eclipse on Tuesday. It's been quite a week. Really? Okay. We got some Libras in the chat. Libra's a wonderful sign. My only advice for Libras is when you make a decision, put a period at the end of that decision. Just, that's it. Don't let yourself change your mind. Okay, Bon Blue's birthday's coming up. You're a Scorpio. What impact will Helene have on the election? I just read on that. Oh. That might be why I'm seeing a delay too. What I read on was how it was going to affect people's feelings about the election. I feel like they're putting together a plan now for how people will be able to vote. It feels something to do. Feels like computers are involved in some way. Let's read on that. And then we'll read some tea leaves. And then I'll let you go into your weekend. Please remember that I have a wonderful Church of Spirituality every single Sunday at 1 p.m. live Eastern Time. At Church of Spirituality. If you're not watching Church of Spirituality, you're missing an opportunity to improve your life. It's really true. Trump gave himself the Purple Heart at his rally tonight. He's off. He's gonzo. Gonzo. What was I going to read on? You distracted me. Somebody remind me what I was going to read on. Because that just threw me for a loop. Oh, about the election. Did he give himself the Purple Heart? Like, what the heck? Oh yeah, and he hates the military. He hates America. Purple Heart made in China. Are you just joking? Yeah, I got it, Joanna. It came back. I just got thrown off track by that comment. This is why I want to see him cuffed and hauled away in a paddy wagon. Nothing would make me happier. And I think I'm not alone in that. 3 cards about what they're going to do in the disaster-torn areas for people's being able to vote. I see temporary. I see polling places being built. The Republicans, the MAGAs, are going to try to use this as an opportunity to suppress the vote. Just so you know, but I feel like that it'll work to a certain extent, but people will be listening to their inner voice. They will be thinking about how they want to exist from this point forward after losing everything. They will make sure that they vote, but don't be mistaken. The Republicans are going to use this as an opportunity because they're evil. Not the Republicans, the MAGA Republicans. MAGA. They're not Republicans anymore. Got to get that straight in my brain. They will attempt to use the unfortunate events of this horrific hurricane to suppress the vote. They're hard at work trying to figure that out now. Yeah, Trump is the lowest of the low. That's why I want to see him hauled off in handcuffs and going, "Oh, you're hurting me," like Tina Peters did. That he called her a rock star. Trump had called her a rock star in the past. All fired up. He hates the military because he's an enemy to the United States of America. This is why we are together, because it's too much to process on it's not processable. I do see makeshift polling places being built. That can happen pretty easily, right? They could just build a little hut. People are going to be listening to their inner voice. They will want to vote, but the Republicans are the MAGAs are so evil. They will do whatever they can to suppress the vote. Crazy. Marby, you must be a Libra. She says, thanks for the advice. All the Libras out there, when you make a decision, put a period at the end of the sentence of the decision and tell yourself, I'm not going to change my mind. You didn't realize how many people were killed by the hurricane, and many still missing. It's going to be in the thousands. Our economy is the greatest in the world, Cheryl's saying. Yep. Got to focus on the good. We don't want to mess this up. We're on track for a really strong democracy. We're on track for a really strong country. We're on track for a really strong president and vice president and administration. Let's not mess it up. We will not. Let's go to the tea leaves. Okay. Yes, we will see some red states turning blue. I think Florida's turning blue. I think Texas could turn blue. All right, so I have lipstick on my cup. There's going to be more talk of violence. See, that looks like a gun. There's a plus sign. There's going to be more talk of violence. Be ready for Trump to be, because he's off the rails. He shouldn't be running for president. It's against the 14th Amendment, Section C. He shouldn't be allowed to be running for president. And now we have the Jack Smith report where it's all in there. He didn't win, so he resorted to crimes. All right? So what I see is he gets crazy about that, that he's losing. Not about the 14th Amendment, but because the illicit criminal Supreme Court gave him a pass on the constitutional amendment. Breathe. So Trump is going to be trying to incite violence. So his rhetoric will escalate. I see him being stopped by agencies that are aware of it. I see actually something about Secret Service being him being like a threat to lose his Secret Service coverage, protection. And then this, yeah, he's Trump right now. See, this is the snake, and he's in the process of trying to float something that's like it kind of looks like a boat there with our enemies. I don't think he's getting anywhere with that. I really don't. I think that our intelligence agencies are really on it. That looks like a woman dancing. The women coming together they're creating a really happy vibe. There's a bird there. Lots of messages coming in, lots of spirit guide messages. That looks like a little bit like a giraffe. So, see, that looks like a giraffe's head. I could maybe look up giraffe. I would say that has to do with stretching the limits of what we think is possible. So this is a time to really think about things that seem too good to be true. Okay? You don't want to see Trump become a martyr? He won't. You think Trump is at risk of not making it to 2025 at all, if you know what I mean? Yeah, he's very unhealthy. I'm astounded at how unhealthy he is. Thomas saw a donkey. Yeah. Donkey would mean, just doing the work, right? Just doing the work, just doing the hard work. So lots of good things. I think that's everything. There's a slideshow. My January 6th song is there. Before we go, I just want you all to know it's hard for me not having the January 6th song that I wrote out there right now. So do whatever you can. I mean, it's out there, but I mean really out there. I'm going to see if I can get it to some people that have a huge following. Because now that the MAGAs are just pretending, we should get over it. We should everybody just forget about it. We need to all remind one another. That was a violent attack on our capital, on our government, on our country. And it's just by the grace of God and the angels that we made it through that. So it needs to be brought to people's attention. It's on the Grassroots of Democracy website. So go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. The song is right there. Share it. I don't have a copyright on it. It's public domain. So share widely. And thank you for that. And to book a reading, psychicannetteDion.com. Help me to help you, and it's a win-win. And I'll see you soon. Namaste. Thanks. Have a good night.
Was a dark day, we were frightened, so much chaos, so many white men, caught off guard, no one knew what to say. How did it all get so crazy? Facts were absent, the air was hazy, we stood watching, tears streamed down our faces. While in the White House there was a tyrant glued to the TV, cheering the violence. When they pleaded, he refused to say a word. He just sat there in his fury, lashed out against us. The world was worried. We didn't know if we would make it through. The day they stormed the Capitol, they couldn't take it down, and now we're rising up in numbers much too numerous to count, and we are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. We are taking back democracy, and we won't be backing down. Now we're standing, we're united. Our elders showed us the most worthy fight is for our freedom, requires vigilance. We're courageous, growing stronger, not complacent. We serve with honor, and our power is the love that leads our way. The day